where to start. I guess context. I started seeing somebody, apparently I was seeing them formally or casually, informally, I don't really know. But I was seeing somebody who I had a big crush on, who I have a big crush on. And it just kind of ended after 3 weeks. Ended quite abruptly. And it ended because it's my fault. For those of you who do have symptoms around complex PTSD and complex trauma and have had trouble with relationships, I think this is important for you just to watch, because it really, really helped me yesterday when I was feeling really just down in the dumps. So just check this out.
Here's a friendly reminder for anyone who is struggling in an intimate relationship right now. Who you are in a relationship when you feel scared and stressed out is completely different than the you that values your partner and feels connected to your authentic self. Your fears and your needs still matter when you're feeling dysregulated. However, you lack access to ventral vagal energy and the full range of your cognition to ascertain what belongs to you and what belongs to your partner. So before you make any assumptions about your partner or any decisions that can have a lasting impact in your relationship, pause and regulate. Identify what the parts of you that feel activated need and give these parts understanding, attunement, and care. Unless you are in any danger or are in an abusive relationship, wait until you have a calmer baseline. This will give you a more comprehensive picture of the dynamic and maximize the odds that your partner will connect and collaborate with you.
Make a longer story short, some of y'all will know what I'm talking about, but I had a word vomit moment in the sense that I let a lot of my intrusive thoughts get to me. A lot of my intrusive thoughts, a lot of my panic, it all came rushing in. In other words, basically I had a trauma reaction, and boy did I react. The person who I was seeing, I may or may not have sent them like 40 to an hour worth of minutes. Voice messages. Yeah, 40 to an hour worth long of voice messages for them to wake up at. I didn't just send it, during the day. Sent it in the middle of the night. And they woke up to me basically detailing every single last bit of my consciousness, my streams of thought, since we had started seeing each other. So that's what I mean by word vomit. And when I say every single thought, I mean like, obviously it wasn't good because that's what ended everything. I'm a freak. I had to talk to them. I felt panicked. I felt like I needed to get it out for whatever reason. I don't really know now looking back on it. I mean, I know why I do those things. Like, I know why I have that urgency. I've had it before. And I know why I know logically why my body was reacting that way. But, the next morning, I literally in the middle of my voice messages though, I was like, why the freak are you doing this? Because you're not driving any points home. You're just kind of like speaking your mind about everything that's on your mind. And that's not good because that's why there's 40 minutes worth of messages or audio to listen to. But halfway through, I was like, well, might as well not stop here. I'm not sure if it was getting it off my chest or what. I felt so much better. I felt so much more alive. I felt like everything was great. Panic attacks had stopped, all of that. But after releasing all that information, I also felt like, what was that for? Like, why was that necessary? Like, there was no reason to do that. What was the objective? And this person definitely felt the same way. They essentially said that, they didn't want to continue this relationship or this relationship trial, and that they thought that we had different communication styles, and that they are very much so about putting things out in the open when they happen, talking about them openly, and that I was not really great about that, and that obviously I had been holding things in, like because of the voice messages and because of all the things I said, I had been holding things in that I should have brought up earlier, and that if I continued to do that, even if I'm working on it, it might cause problems down the line in this relationship. Valid. Valid. I will say that's valid. But upon further reflection, that's not what happened. Which is what's killing me right now. The fact that we're no longer talking at all, and the fact that it ended because of literally miscommunication. And that's what makes me the saddest. I have trauma responses, right? And my body reacts to those trauma responses based on past traumas. For me, in my case, my complex trauma in my childhood and just traumas throughout my life. And that's all around attachment and losing people. Essentially, I was trying to explain to this person that, like, I'm super mad at you right now, I'm super angry at you, but, like, that's my body being angry at you. Like, that sounds so fucking freakish. It's like my brain is not, like, my heart and my brain are not communicating right now, and I know logically I'm not mad at you, I'm not upset at you at all. Like, but my body is feeling it so intensely right now that I feel this way towards you, and I don't know what to do about it. It wasn't like the voice messages weren't to come down on this person or to confess that, like, I had been harboring these things. The voice message was simply to be like, it was a cry for help, and maybe it was a cry for help for the wrong person because it was about that person. I should have talked to friends about it, which I have done in the past. I could have made a YouTube video about it. I could have talked to friends, my therapist, anybody else but that person. Especially given that we had only been seeing each other for 3 weeks. And that's all substantiated in the fact that it scared this person away. What's so shitty about this entire thing is that I'm constantly regulating myself. Like you saw in the video that I played before I started really talking about stuff. I'm constantly regulating myself. And with this person, I have been regulating myself since I had known them. Not everything needs to be shared, especially not in the urgency and in the panic that I want it to be shared. Sometimes things come up and I need to know the answer now, or I want to know now. And it's not about that. It's about, sometimes you just need to live in the moment, stay present, and think about what you have here and now. Don't think about the future. Like, it's just not, intrusive thoughts are just that, they're intrusive. So while I believe in telling your partner or telling your friend or whoever, like, if the intrusive thoughts are about someone that you have a relationship with, I do 100% believe in telling that person, like, hey, these are the intrusive thoughts I've been having. I know that they're not real, and I just want to work, like, out how to maybe get around them. You're not doing anything wrong, but maybe we can work together. We can maybe figure out some way that I can cope and that you can also still do what you need to do, or whatever. Like, you're working together. There is a time and a place for that, but I've also taken it, like, a step further and just been doing that the entire time, all the time. Every single little thing of my friends or my relationship, I would nitpick and be like, okay, this is making me feel this way, this is making me feel this way, because, bitch, we're always triggered. And that's what's shitty. This person doesn't realize that, like, I'm regulating myself all the time, and that they think that my attachment style, or they think that, it would become a problem later on in the relationship, and it's like, I can't tell the future, but, like, neither can they. I've already been doing, like, the mature and, like, regulatory work, and you just haven't seen it. And then honestly, with all the stress that I've been under, with the relationships that have happened, like platonic relationships and romantic relationships in the past 2 years, and coming up on death anniversaries for me, so, like, anniversaries of loss. I'm not sure if that's how you say that, death anniversaries, but yeah. My birth mom's anniversary, loss of her, my great aunt, and my godmom kind of all smushed into one. I'm feeling it, y'all. I'm really feeling it these days. So, like, yeah, I had a little bit of a inability to regulate. A very good example of what I mean here is that for some reason this person this weekend conveyed to me, like, they were talking to me about other dates they were on, which was strange, but, like, okay. And they were saying not bad things, but they were saying about how they had to let somebody go because of a problem they had, and then they were saying that, like, they were able to talk to me openly, and, like, I was able to lead a conversation better than other people they had met. And I'm not sure if this was the same person, but they explained how they were at a bar. I don't know, it doesn't really matter. The point was that they were talking about going on other dates with other people, which my regulation, prior to that I had thought they might have been, but I didn't bring it up to them because it's like, I should not have a problem with that because we just met, I'm not going to tell you how to live your life, we just met. And while I had not seen other people, doesn't mean that I wasn't If someone had asked me, sure. Like, I would have done, like, I just hadn't thought about it. Because I was infatuated with this person. The point is that I did not care. Like, I was concerned as to why I didn't care, because that's something that would definitely trigger me. And I think in the long run, like, that was part of what happened this weekend that led to the word vomit, knowing that they were seeing other people and potentially being with other people, and that didn't help things, especially the confirmation of it. And that's my fault for not regulating that. But the point is that this person never even got to see the chance, or never, they just know that I was harping on the fact that they were seeing other people. When in reality, it's like, no, those are my intrusive thoughts that I have been regulating since I've met you. I can do regulation, I'm not gonna snap all the time, but you would never know that, because of course I would never, if I'm regulating myself, you don't see it. And that's something I'll talk to my friends about. Quite literally this weekend, I was telling my friend exactly this. And I thought it was weird, because I was like, not me being chill, until I wasn't chill. But yeah, it's like, you do one little thing. It's just like the video said at the beginning. One little thing and it's over. This person says I held things in and I withheld things and I didn't talk about things. And that's like the picture they painted, and that's the picture I allowed them to paint. But I stand by and I stand my ground on the sense that I shouldn't have told you those things. Those things aren't for you to know, especially not this early on, because it's inappropriate in a sense. Like, it just, I don't know, it just is. Not everything that crosses your mind should be questioned to the other person or confirmed or needs reassurance. Some things you need to hold yourself, reflect on, and reflect some more on, and just, sit with and stay present. And that's, I think that right there is the biggest reason why I was not upset this weekend, or why I was not, well, until I was, but I was not like in my head about like them seeing other people, because it was like, it doesn't matter if they're seeing other people. Like, they're with me right now, and they're choosing to be with me right now, and they're talking to me right now. So fuck all those other people, like, who cares? Clearly, like, they're interested in me, and that's the only thing that matters. And I like to say that's some good regulation right there. Until again, it wasn't. And I'm not gonna get into details as to why that is, but I dropped the ball, and that cost me. So that's just shitty that person didn't really even give me a chance to explain, or didn't even want to attempt to see that. They simply saw what I did and didn't ask questions as to why, or to like, is this, this isn't, it used to be normal. It used to be normal. It's not normal anymore. Correction, it's not normal anymore if I have the safe space to talk about it with somebody. And I've been able to do that in a lot of my relationships, so kind of just sucky that it didn't happen this time. The urgency that I was feeling, the urgency to tell this person all of these things, the urgency to send those voice messages as I did and then immediately regret it, that type of urgency is not something I can sit on, like, for weeks on end. Like, I could barely get through the weekend with that urgency. Because you have to say it. The trauma is, I don't even know what the fuck it's called, but it's something that the body does. It's a behavior that we do that, like, you just have to get it out there. And there's a fine line between that now. But I said all these things trusting that, like, I don't know, that they would understand. I think that this person felt very safe. And that was the word, and that was a feeling that I got. It wasn't that I just liked this person. It was that this person felt safe. And they felt safe for specific reasons. I mean, they felt safe literally just, they felt like I could trust them being around them. Like, they felt like they were trying to understand. And then quite literally they said, just be open and honest and be yourself, and you don't have to worry about anything else. And they said that so many times to me because I expressed to them from the very beginning, I have a hard time opening up, especially after the past 2 years I've had just with relationships in general. Like, I'm not ready to tell you things about my crazy because that has backfired. I've said that from like day one. But they always came back at me and they were like, just be yourself. Just do what you need to do. Open up, blah, 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 blah. Quite literally, when I told them I was about the word vomit, I was like, I'm about the word vomit right now. What are you doing? They're like, I'm going to go see a friend. And I was like, okay, that doesn't matter. I'm still going to word vomit. I'm about to text you, blah, 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 blah. Like, I do not care. That was the urgency, right? And then I was like, you know what? No, that's toxic. Like, they're about to be with somebody, about to hang out, have fun. Do not fucking trauma dump your gigantic, like, 10-chapter book on them about trauma and about everything that's going on. Don't do that. Wait. wait. Don't know why that thought obliterated from my head, but part of the reason is because they told me to text them. They literally were like, I can't respond right now, but you can text me here, and then I'll respond when I see it. They also said that maybe we can talk on the phone at some point, and I think it was that combination that also led to this. Not blaming them at all. I'm not blaming them, but it was just that like they seemed kind of nonchalant about sometime talking on the phone. And again, that was the urgency, that was the paranoia, that was the intrusive thoughts talking. And then they also literally gave me permission to text them. They just didn't know what they were giving me permission to do. But like there was no conversation, at least no conversation that they were listening to. It seemed like there was a wall up, and that's kind of what hurt a lot the most. It was a very formal conversation. It felt like I was in a conference and like debriefing how everything had gone. And I've seen this side of this person before, and it was just like, it's not the side that I wanted to see. I've seen like a more sensitive, more emotional side, and that's the side I wanted to talk to, but I was not, like that side was just not there. It was like talking to a wall. I couldn't ask, again, the questions I was asking, it was like no matter what question I asked, no matter what I tried to explain, no matter what, the decision was already made up for like that person. Everything they said that we did differently, I felt like we were on the same page. It's just that sometimes I have trauma reactions. And honestly, I can't remember the last time I had one, because I've gotten pretty good at knowing when I should say things and knowing when I should not say things. And it's hard for me because I never had that basis. And when I say should not say things, that goes back to, you don't come on too aggressively. When the moment's right, you do say things. And I felt like the moment was right then. So that's why I said all the things I did. I should not have done it the way I did, and I should not have said everything I said. But it was, I think, the right time for us to talk about what we were. But like, bitch, I said so much more than that. I don't know, y'all. I think the summary of all of this is just that it sucks. It sucks ass, bro. Like, being fucking mentally ill, it literally sucks ass when dating. There's the people who like, as soon as they find out you're bipolar, as soon as they find out you have PTSD, as soon as they find out and they hear those terms, they like, boom, bye. I don't hear from them again. Then there's the people like this where it's like, they say, be yourself, be open, be like, just, you're doing everything right, just, it's okay, I don't mind that, like, we can work on it together, you can heal together, blah, 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 blah. Then as soon as you start showing symptoms, bitch, they're like, wait a minute, what the fuck is that? Like, So it's like, oh, wait, I thought you said for me to be myself, and like, I am, in a very healthy way, maybe not the healthiest way, but like, I'm not like fucking flinging shit and like screaming in tongues and stuff, and like, that's The Exorcist. I'm not possessed. But like, I think that it would have been very easy, I think that this is my experience, I'm not discrediting their experience, very easy for them to just be like, bitch, what the fuck were you talking about? Like, let's go over this, because I have no idea what you're talking about. But they obviously didn't like me like I liked them, because it was a very easy, like, as soon as they saw something that was wrong, bye. They didn't. I don't know, that's the other sad part. The fact that I had no control over it ending, the fact that, they said be myself, and I literally was myself on accident, the full myself, the full symptomatic self that happens every once in a while, and they were like, And then also the fact that I guess they didn't like me as much as I liked them, and it's fine. It literally is fine. It was 3 weeks. I'm not, like, gonna be my heart does hurt, but like, I'm not depressed or like, you know what I'm trying to say, right? I understand all of that, but it does suck that I thought there was something kind of really special developing, and there probably wasn't from their end, given the thought they put into it and the timing, and then just how they said goodbye. At one point, literally saying, I believe, that like we had fun, it wasn't like a big thing, like we weren't like that close, blah 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 blah. Like we never had sex, which would have complicated things. So like I think that like this is pretty simple. You're fine, I'm fine. Let's move on. With our lives. Bye. That killed me inside. I was just like, okay, yeah, sure. I was just stunned because like while I did not love this person or even like, was not close to loving this person, I was like extremely infatuated with this person, like a lot, in the sense that like I was talking about this person all the time, and just like they were always in my mind, and just like had a crush. So it just sucks when someone can't or doesn't want to do that, because of course, it comes down to my value and my worth. I start thinking about my value and my worth and conflating the two in the sense that, like, well, this person didn't want to deal with me. This person did not say this, by the way. This person didn't want to deal with me. That clearly shows that I was not valuable to them, which objectively it's kind of true, right? But it shows that, like, whatever it was, whatever their feelings for me, however they felt towards me, all of that, like, was zapped overnight, literally by a simple few actions of mine, by messages in the phone. And it's like, bro, if I didn't have signal, if I had just fallen asleep, if anything were to happen, like, this wouldn't be happening. And it just makes me feel like I was not valued like I valued them. And that makes me feel bad too. So, I don't know. I'll get over it, obviously. I have to, and I'll be fine. It's just hard. Like I did in the voice messages, I'm now rambling, so I'm gonna let y'all go. If you're out there and you're feeling anything like me, just know that we are valuable, and that we are not the same people as when we're having our symptoms, and that the right people out there, the people who stick by us, those are our people, not the people who don't. And even if we want those people, even if we want the people who don't stick by us, they're not the people for us. Everyone comes into our lives for a reason, I believe, and I just need to figure out, I'll know the reason for this soon enough, if I don't already deep down. But it's going to be okay, because there's 7 billion people in this world. We're not unmanageable, we're not too much, we're not burdens on society, we're not any of those things, and that's what I tell myself. We are people who feel deeply, and that's okay, I think. Anyway, y'all, peace.